Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Hi, everybody. Welcome in, beans. Welcome in, welcome in. How are my beans doing? How's everybody doing? It is Wednesday, my dudes, my beans. God bless you guys, and thank you so much for joining in today. Oh my goodness. Feels like it's been a million years, chat. Goodness gracious. What are my beans doing today? The adorable little bean group. Or, what was it, bean familia? I forget what we call ourselves at this point. I think we should just call ourselves robots at this point, maybe. Maybe we're robots. Maybe that's what we're doing here, Chad. I don't know. I don't see any was in chats. You guys have to be robots. Robots are just watching here, you know what I'm saying? We're botting out here. Everyone's a bot. Until I see the was, everybody's a clanker. You're all clankers. And if you're not a clanker, you better say hi. Or use a command. I have no idea. Just show me you're alive. Because I don't know. Oh, we got a beep boop. My mods are clankers. Oh, no. Dude, we're so cooked, bro. If the mods are clankers, dude, we're actually cooked. Welcome in. Disclaimer, my voice is still sort of dead. Always have been. I hate this. Please stop. I don't want to think about you guys being clankers. That's crazy. That's insanity. Oh my goodness. I think my mic is a little low. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what's going. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's at 100. What the heck is going on with my audio? It's broken. Actually cooked. Okay, never mind. I got it. There we go. I fixed it. Okay. Woo! All right. How am I doing? Me? I'm doing great. What about you? Except aside from my voice still being not fully okay, but in a much better spot, I would say. I've got some tea here. So if you see my model stop randomly, it's just me drinking some tea. But I'm doing all right. Good to be back, Beans. Good to be back. Oh, man. What a crazy day, dude. The things that you... The things you hear in the Christian space are crazy, dudes. But we're not here for that today. We're here to do a sort of long... overdue interview with Ciela Nox, a wonderful human being in the community. By the way, for stream, you can use your normal filters and stuff. Those are the... Okay. I gotcha. I can fix it now. Where is it? Properties. Alright. I think this should be my old stuff. I forgot if I was using noise gate or not. I don't think I was. I think I had it hidden for a while. Anyway, how was liturgy? I didn't go to liturgy today. If you mean Sunday, what was I doing Sunday? I think I might have overslept Sunday because I was exhausted from Saturday. Lurker? How dare you lurk? You should be talking in the chat. Sarcasm, by the way. You don't have to be talking in the chat. Oh, man. Crazy. I think I was stream. Did I stream Monday? I think I streamed Monday, and then yesterday I didn't stream. But dude, Gremlin has been busy with work, friends, and I've also been working on some videos. Well, a video because I have to re-record it. But today we're gonna be interviewing I forgot if it's Ciela. Proda always adds that Italian accent to it, so it's I'm trying to imitate him. You know, imitation is the best form of flattery. Anyway, but yeah, he it looks like she either reached out to him or he reached out to her, and she's got a story that a life story that I think, considering the crazy times that we're in, where women are actively aborting their children, you know, there is a silent majority, I would say. Actually, honestly, at this point, I don't even know if it's a silent majority. Feels like almost like half women are like, yeah, let's end their lives or whatever. And the other half is like, no, but they're not as loud as the other loud half. And so Ciela has gone through some things in her life. And I'd love to share that with you guys, her experiences and things like that. So we're going to have a chat here to kind of learn a little more about her and her stance on abortion, which I would hope that all of us here are anti-abortion. But of course, even if you're not, I may very much disagree with you and think that you should change your opinion, or maybe you have a more nuanced answer, or whatever the case may be. Please be respectful, guys, in the chat towards one another, and make sure to pray for the people who, you know, are fine with that kind of stuff, because while I can understand that there may be nuance, you know, if a life is truly not in danger, I don't think there's really any reason for that to happen. But Ciela is someone who I think has been trying to, you know, be a mother and everything, and it has broken her heart to see the current state of the modern woman and how they have become so tolerant, so accepting of something so evil, so dark, and so sinister. And we'll be speaking with her today in just a little bit here. I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It's really good to see you guys. And if you guys noticed my YouTube channel, on the live tab, I did not delete any of my streams. We're currently testing something out for the channel, but if you want to see any of my older streams, they are currently in a playlist called Live Stream Archive. So if you guys want to go back and you want to watch any of my previous streams, they are not gone. You can absolutely watch them. And I believe I also have VODs on Rumble. So and Twitch has some previous VODs as well. And I think it does as well. But Rumble and YouTube have a more permanent place. So no worries there. And thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Last week was crazy. And I'm so excited for our stream this upcoming Friday with the finger painting, the Little Caesars, and the 7-Up Milk Mountain Dew combination that's going to destroy my stomach. I'm really not looking too forward to that, but you know, you guys came through, so I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Yeah, little what? Little who? Little you. I didn't say silk. I said milk. Okay, who the heck drinks silk? Okay, look, I have terrible English. Anyway, you know, stop it. No silk drinking, okay? You can drink silk on your own time if you want to, but do not give it to me. Looking very tactical. Thank you. Yeah, I love this outfit so much. Welcome in, Lindsay Clancy much. Yeah. Always right said, hey, I watched a bunch of stuff on your YouTube this week. I heard that on an EO channel, there's an EO VTuber. I appreciate the base takes. America will be holy. Saint Paisios. Amen. Yeah, absolutely. America will be holy. We will become the biggest Christian nation ever. You sound so scuffed right now. Wait, do I actually? My voice is gone. That's part of the problem. Is that my voice is gone, so I can't really help it. Have a good night if you guys are heading out. Thank you so much for stopping by if you're not here. I'm gonna be honest, I need this stream as a palate cleanser. I'm not really sure if this is gonna be a palate cleanser stream. It's gonna be a little heavy, you know? Don't even touch St. Paisios. What do you mean? I was just reading what someone else said. Anyone feeling the Xbox vibe? Is my mic? actually off right now? Give me a second. Not really sure how to fix it then. Let me see. Let me lower down the gain a bit. You guys let me know if it's better. I'm trying to do EQ and stuff on my voice and other things. Now I'm worried that it's actually sounds better now. Okay, I guess it might have been the Elgato stuff that was like hijacking it. Sorry. My apologies. Well, good thing we haven't done the interview yet. That's very good. That's very, very good. Incredibly scuffed. Feels bad, dude. The bean is a sick mean. I surely am. Your day just started. Goodness gracious, dude. My day is almost over. Speaking of which, I gotta clock out. I gotta clock out. Today has been a Christ-filled day for me after last night. Amen. Scuffed VTuber impossible. Well, I'm not scuffed. You're scuffed. Maybe your ears just don't work. Maybe you should fix your ears, Chad. I mean, I've been drinking lemon tea. I'm much better than I was a few days ago, but I still have some more recovery time that I need before my voice is like fully back. Thank you, Inbo Raven, for the 3 months. 3 months of lurking. I still don't know what's going on. What? 3 months of lurking and you don't know that I'm crazy? This is insanity. Look, all you need to know are these few things. 1, I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. 2, I'm a Latina, so I'm crazy. 3, I'm a woman, so I get emotional, and you should disregard that when it happens. Those are the top 3 things you need to know. Am I right, or am I right, chat? Welcome in, Killer Wolf. Good to see you. Reminds me of that one time when Iron Mouse bumped the gain all the way up when she was playing the back rooms. Dude, I would be crying. Sheesh. Can probably bump up my gain just a little bit though. Not too much, but just a bit more. My sister. Oh wow. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry to hear that. We love the Lord here, sir. Amen. If that's like the only thing that you remember after today is that I love Jesus. Now, I'm not a teacher. I'm Orthodox, so I'm not really allowed to teach, which is fine. I've never found myself to be a teacher anyway, but I will stand by my faith and say that I love the Lord. And it's been a crazy journey, honestly. Sharing my faith as a VTuber. I've gotten canceled a few times. If you want some extra stuff and you're new here, my name is Celestium. I'm a Christian VTuber. I love talking about Jesus on my streams, but I also really like talking about things that are going on in the world from a Christian perspective, whether that's politics or just things going on and reacting and just having fun with you guys on stream here. I do love talking about my faith and just looking at the world from that perspective because we desperately need it in these times. We all desperately need Christ. And I'm not afraid to talk about more serious topics that maybe other Christian VTubers aren't necessarily willing to talk about, or they'd rather just, focus on more fun and cozy things, which is totally fine. I have no problem with that. Now, they've had a problem with me doing what I do, but that's besides the point. Otherwise, yeah, I've been canceled, quote unquote canceled a few times, but nothing has been like so damaging that I haven't grown. It's been quite the contrary. I've been sorry. Sorry, my brain got distracted. Someone messaged me. But yeah, I've gotten canceled a few times. I have people actively trying to be nasty towards me all the time, but it's part of being a Christian. Darkness hates the light, and I'm not saying that I'm a perfect Christian by any means. Not that any of us are, but disclaimer, of course, because I want to be as humble as I can be. But God has guided me so much in these last 2 years of being a Christian VTuber, and I want to keep sharing my faith. And I also want to stand up against the evil that's going on in this world. We live in very, very dark times, and we have been for a really long time. But Christ is, open, right, in Scripture when he says that the world is going to hate us because they hated him first. And when we follow him, when we love him, people who hate him will absolutely hate us as well. So, if you're curious about my cancellations, very briefly, first one was in 2024 when I had gone on Roblox that summer and I clipped a certain certain moment that happened where I talked about how someone had asked me if being gay is a sin, and based on scripture, I answered, but that doesn't mean I hate anybody who's from the LGBT or not a Christian. I was just being honest. It blew up on Twitter. A lot of people got really angry on Twitter, and I'm hated in the VTubing space by a lot of people, and I'm blocked by thousands of people at this point because of that clip. But despite that, been able to grow my community and reach out to more people, both other Christian content creators and Christians who happen to watch VTubers, or people who are Christian and have never heard of a VTuber before. I've been able to, with God's love and care, to help build this community. Thank you, Pinking, for the $5. Thank you. Yeah. And so I feel really blessed to have this community, to be part of it. And despite everything, I just continue to have faith in Christ and continue to push forward. I also lost my plushie deal with Makeship because, again, I stand by the truth and people don't like that. And they decide to report some of my tweets to Makeship. And despite having over 200 plushies sold, they decided to pull out and say, nope, we are not working with you. We are not really going to give you an explanation. But I guess thanks to that, I am now working with Leaflet to get a Fumo, which, speaking of the Fumo, Leaflet is getting them this Friday, or estimated to get them this Friday, which means they should be going up on the Angel Sword Studio website store very soon. And I will be hosting a Fumo giveaway. So it's going to be great. I have 29 Fumos to give away that were donated by people in the community. So if you guys are excited for that, I'm going to plan a date. Ideally, either on Friday itself, we'll start and then let it last for a couple days. And you guys will obviously be able to order it on her website. It's going to be $50 plus shipping because they're really good Fumos. The quality is amazing. And you can even swap the outfits with any previous Fumos that you might have gotten from her store. So despite the Makeship cancellation, we're strong and we've got an awesome deal with Miss Leaflet for it. So I am excited for that. And then the other thing that I'm going to be, the other cancellation was getting banned on Twitch for a week, a couple months back, which really sucked. I'm not going to lie. But it's how it is, when people hate you. That was the first time I've ever gotten banned in 2+ years of being a VTuber. So I know it wasn't my fault, but I'm kind of on thin ice. If I get banned again, it'll probably be worse. So that's pretty much it. That's kind of the major things that have happened to me. So welcome in. Also, apparently my mic quality is still bad, which it shouldn't be. Let me double check here because now I'm really worried. Is my mic okay now, guys? Because honestly, if it's not, I might have to just restart my computer, because honestly, I'm really not sure what's going on. It shouldn't be staticky. Man, that's rough. I found you. I found out about you from Put Them in the Box. Yeah, and I've actually been in more than one of Leaflet's videos. So if you guys are here from her community, appreciate you. Sorry about the audio quality. Working on some stuff behind the scenes to make sure that my audio sounds okay in future videos that I'll be posting, but things are breaking. But that's a typical VTuber stream. I can't even hear myself. Hold on. I can actually monitor. Let me monitor this real quick. Because I believe you guys. I believe you that's probably problematic right now. Alright, let me see this. I'm gonna mute the desktop audio for the time being while I listen to myself. Alright. So, I think okay. Yeah, there is some static. Okay, there is some static. I'm probably gonna have to bump down the gain a little bit. Not really sure why it's happening, but that's how life is, I suppose. Everything just breaks. Everything just breaks. It's all good. Maybe I'll break my legs next. It's all good. Imbo Raven, thank you for the 3 months. L Walnut, thank you as well for your support. Appreciate you guys. Spy Hero, thank you for the follow. On Twitch, thank you, Iron Tiger, for the 5 gifted subs. You gifted chat, thank you. Killer Wolf, thank you for the follow. Wacky DJ, thank you so much, you guys. SCAS, thank you. Iron Tiger, thank you for resubscribing as well. Appreciate you. Sailor David, good to see you, man. God bless you. Thank you guys for your support. And on YouTube, thank you guys as well for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope the audio's a little bit okay now, but I can't really do too much if it's still bad. I mean, the wires should be plugged in just fine. But if not, I might have to just restart my computer and start the stream all over again. What's the YouTube? Yeah, you can, if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Celestium VT, but I'll get you the link as well. Are we debating an abort? This is not a debate. This is kind of more like an interview than it is a debate. Pantas said, "Hey Celeste, ex-Mormon here. I was doing some reading and research on Catholicism. Saw too many similarities about how the church leadership is run from the Pope down. Now looking into Orthodoxy, anything I should know before I attend the liturgy on Sunday? I would say if you have any questions, to talk to the priest." To kind of like after service, like during coffee hour, to kind of pull the priest aside and say, "Hey, I'm interested in Orthodoxy. Would you be able to answer some of my questions?" And they'd be more than willing to answer. So I'm really excited for you. Hope that it goes well. Hope you enjoy liturgy. You will be standing a lot, but you know, it's a great way to honor the Lord and be there. The service is beautiful. It's honestly the best service ever that I've ever attended. And actually this month, and I think already, it's been a year since I officially started inquiring into the Orthodox Church. Obviously, I'm confirmed already. I was chrismated some months back, but it's been a year. It's been a crazy year of being, I went from being non-denominational evangelical to being Orthodox. So it's been a wonderful, experience. And the church has been a place for me to heal. And, I don't feel anxious about, my walk with Christ as often as I used to, and I feel like I've learned a lot. So, highly recommend checking out an Orthodox church if you guys haven't already. Obviously, it doesn't matter what denomination you're part of. You are more than welcome here in my community. I am not just, for Orthodox people to watch me. It's for anyone, really. But anyway. Whew. Yes, embraced the scuff. And Pinking, thank you for the $5 donation. Really quick, guys, before we start, please pray for the family of Dolly Parton and of Tim Curry. Both of them passed away very recently, and it's just one legend after another man dropping, and Lord have mercy, and on their family, and just prayers for them. And without further ado, we'll get started here. Let me get Ciela really fast. Okay, so really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and get set up with Ciela. So I'm gonna jump to the starting screen, and I'm gonna just put a message that I will be right back. So if you're asking, how long are the Orthodox services? Usually about 2 hours. If you're a smaller parish, it might be less than 2 hours. If there's a lot of people, the Eucharist is definitely something that takes a lot of time to hand out, depending on the amount of people. And of course, children also go up, so it could be more than 2 hours. Usually my services are about 2 hours or less. And if they have like a funeral or some sort of event going on, it can be longer than that. So, if you're not able to stand the whole way because you have some sort of issue in your legs, don't feel afraid to sit down. You are more than welcome to sit down. People understand, and I've seen older people who are not able to stand for so long. They'll sit, they'll stand whenever they can. So do not feel any pressure. Anyway, I'm going to jump to the other screen. We will be right back in a moment here while I set up with Miss Ciela. Thank you, guys. Alright, guys. Let me go ahead and adjust everything here. I'm gonna move you guys over to the side real fast. So give me
Yes.
1 minute. Alright, and then I'm gonna mute notifications as well so that we can have our conversation. Alright, beads, we're back. We've got our awesome guest here today, and Mr. Proda is gonna be joining us as well. Notifications will be muted. So probably towards the end, I will go ahead and check that once our guest is gone. And yeah, really exciting stuff. I'm really excited to be able to talk to her today. And if you guys have any questions while you're kind of listening to them, feel free to share that in the chat. I'm sure she's more than willing. And of course, ask her to share some of her stuff here in a bit. Give me 1 second. Let me move myself over.
This Fugi's a bit outdated, but it's still very cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. Alrighty, guys, let's get started. Alright, Miss Ciela Nox, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am super excited to talk to you. Proto has been telling me a lot of great stuff about you, and of course, I'd love to hear from you and your kind of experiences in life, and I'd love for you to introduce yourself and kind of explain what you do. You don't have to go as far as like doxing yourself, obviously. You know, if you're a content creator, you can share that or whatever you're comfortable with.
Don't dox yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Look, I grew up on like the whole thing back in the day because I'm a hag. Okay, we had the whole computer lab thing in primary school with the boxy old computers that you could probably, if you were to throw a monitor, you'd probably kill someone with. Like not the little flimsy things. But no, we had the big old thing, big old sign on the wall that said, don't tell people your real name and all that. Don't use personal identifying information. You know, the stuff that we ought to be teaching kids nowadays. But
Yeah, pretty much.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah. Well, that's the unfortunate thing, and I mean, I think parents are, irresponsible, but it also makes sense. Things are going fast. You want your kids to have something to entertain themselves. But yeah, if you wanna share like more about yourself, what you do and things like that, please feel free to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, howdy everyone. I'm Ciela Nox, everyone's favorite pro hag VTuber. Well, let's see. I mostly, when I do get the chance to stream, I'm usually streaming on something like Fallout 76 or something cozy, like, I don't know. It's honestly, it's been a hot minute since I've streamed, but that's just due to a lot of stuff going on in the background and between college, full-time work, well, getting a promotion at work, and just a bunch of family drama going on in the background.
All right.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say I got a lot on my plate. I got a second plate to have to deal with too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it sounds like
I ain't ready for the dessert.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot going on. And guys, if you want to support Ciela, I'm gonna go ahead and give her a quick shout out here. I don't know if any of the mods are here. Where can people find you, really quick, before we kind of dive deeper here?
Okay, so alright, let me see. So you can usually catch me on Twitter at just Ciela Nox. Same thing with Twitch, Kick. And YouTube is a little funky. It's under Ciela Nox CH. But pretty much, if you just search Ciela Nox, you're gonna find me somewhere.
Awesome, great, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And guys, please make sure to go give her a follow if you enjoyed today's stream, and if you like what you've heard so far, definitely go give her some support. And let's just dive into it. So I got to read a bit of your Twitter. I don't have a specific tweet up right now, but I do remember very clearly that, you're very anti-abortion. which I personally agree with, and I would say that like 99% of the audience here today also does. And I'm interested to know, where does your stance on abortion come from?
I'll say this. So I was kind of raised in between, religious household. My grandma,
Hmm.
very, very religious and all that. Well, I should say my great grandma, because she is pretty much the one who raised me. My great grandma, my great grandfather. And then after that, my grandmother took over. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah. So my great grandmother is a very religious woman. I mean, she gotta be, considering she's gonna be 101 this year.
Oh
The
my
good Lord's
goodness,
keeping her
yeah.
around for some reason. He's
Mm-hmm.
giving her some. Giving her some good years.
Yeah, that's wow,
Um,
that's awesome.
yeah. So that kind of has been sort of instilled in me since I was little, and now when I mostly was living with my mama and my grandmother, we kind of bounced around between churches and stuff like that. And then with my aunt, I finally ended up settling in with a Methodist.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
and uh, well, let's just say I met a really cute guy at the church, and we found out we were going to school together over
Aw.
at the middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of, we were flirting on and
Yeah.
off, little puppy love. And then next thing you know, this man out here comes up with a expensive ring asking me to marry him.
Oh
Of
my
course I couldn't
goodness.
say no.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then yeah, like he waits till, he waits till he lives about 3 hours away, comes down to drives 3 hours down to see me, proposes to me
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of right at the town gazebo, gets down on his knee. Now this is some Sims 2 level
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And he
That's
gets
so
all
cute.
romantic with that. Like we got breakfast slash brunch, and then he proposed to me, and I almost faint. Now, and of course I marry it, and then of course uh a couple years down the line, once he's out of like the big, getting out of his what's it called, bachelor's
Mm-hmm.
program for college. Once he gets out of that, we eventually get married. Unfortunately, it was in 2020.
Oh yeah, COVID.
So
That's rough,
yeah,
dude.
and say this: the benefit of marrying him during that time was this: it was cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I'll say, and the thing with me is, I didn't want a great big wedding.
Yeah.
I like something a little more personal. Like, so what ended up happening is, my father-in-law, who is a Methodist pastor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I went straight for the preacher's son. I said, "Choom," I went straight for that. I was the more forward one. I rolled up to him when we were kids, and I'm like, "Hey, you like Naruto?"
I love
That is
that.
how that was my pickup line. We were doing them
Yeah.
hand, like, yeah. We were learning how to do them little hand signs and all that.
That's
Like, no,
funny.
we were weebs.
Yeah, let's go
Like,
weebs. I mean, look, that's perfect. I mean, now you guys can just cosplay, go to anime convention, just hang out. So that's pretty good to
oh
be.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, he mostly partakes in my interests when it comes to the nerd stuff. I mean, shit. We went. Pardon my French. We went to TF Con Chicago last year. That was
Hmm.
fun. Which is a it is completely focused on a Transformers convention.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh my
Yeah, you
god,
do
like
like
that. I
Transformers.
oh yeah, I love me my Transformers. Like, and I'm tired of pretending it's people pretending it's not peak. Like,
I mean, I don't know about the new stuff. The new stuff seems like it's going
oh
in the woke direction, So I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. But
yeah,
the old stuff is like really good. It's
oh
it's
yeah,
super good. I agree with
like
you there.
absolutely. The writing is so clever, and the older stuff,
Hmm.
um, I'll say this, to this day, I I still want to throw hands with John Hasbro. for being like, you know what? Well, the thing is, reality, what happened was with Transformers Animated, the one of the main shows I grew up with. Um, it got 2 seasons, and it is the Hasbro curse. They are like Valve; they can't count to 3, or at least not very good at it. And we get to the 3rd season, they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to cut this short. Sorry."
Yeah.
Um, but I will say this: I actually did get to talk with some of the people who did work on what is primarily known as the woke Transformers show.
Hmm.
I've gotten to actually speak with some of them in person, and they're honestly really chill people. A lot of them, are kind of they're just doing what, HR is saying to do,
Hmm.
and it was just a pleasant experience getting to meet them.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were going to try and give freaking like Optimus like a beard
Oh
in the 3rd
goodness,
season of
that
the
does
show. I'm
not
like,
work. What the heck?
why are you giving a robot a beard? It don't work.
It really doesn't.
I'm sorry, my autism just had us shoot off
No.
in a completely different direction. I'm
Yeah, no
sorry.
worries, no worries. But
Like,
you feel
nah.
free to, uh, if you need me to repeat the question at any point, feel free to let me know. So
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
if
I
you
was,
could,
you,
Yeah. Sorry.
if you could
But
tell us why you were very, very
oh yeah.
anti-abortion.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. My brain is just it. But
no,
like I
that's
said,
fine. That's
okay.
fine.
Back on it sort of comes down to me being religious. In that sense. Now I don't. Now I where I live, I'm still looking for a church and all that.
mhm,
Like, and I mean, and I'll say this: the nice thing about a church is you can go shopping for those. Like, it's just like, okay, it's just like, and sometimes when you get a bad vibe, there's something they're telling you. You know, maybe maybe there's something ain't right. Cause I hate to say it, but some churches they ain't teaching the scripture like they should be. It's like put that scripture back in context, or so help me.
mhm,
But yeah, it comes down partially religious reasons, but also from my own experiences having PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome
mhm,
for your nerds out there. Which essentially my experiences with it has practically made it is pretty much impossible for me to have kids.
oh,
And
Well, not necessarily pro women that have it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
in
it is.
general, it makes
Yeah.
it much, much harder.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It complicates things a lot. Um, it it has it it is difficult to explain it because
right,
it is something that has plagued me for a long time. Because my husband and I have been trying for, let's see, we got married back in
in
November,
2020, right?
yeah, November 2020, and we tried from the get go. I'm gonna tell you that, and that isn't like being
Yeah, we get
risque.
it. Yeah,
That's literally us wanting kids. That's
right.
always like that's ultimately been my goal is to finish. All I want is one daughter, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
I'm
But
kind of curious if you got a son, would you be happy or would you keep trying till you got a daughter?
I look. I the way it says it. If the good Lord is going to give me a daughter, He's going to give me a daughter. If He's going to give me a son, He's going to give me a son. That's
Amen.
just how it is. Yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna question what He gives me.
Yeah.
But essentially, um, I had a situation
Yeah.
where I the one time I did conceive,
Mhm.
it just it just did not work out.
Oh.
And like and I haven't been able to since. Like now I don't like going too deep into it, and I'll admit sometimes on Twitter
Right.
I get real heated. I get real heated. But I would rather bring a little one into the world, even if it's just for an hour or two, than abort a child. Like that's just it's not right.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
baby deserves to live. just as much as you or myself. Um, you know,
It's hard
like,
because a lot of
yeah,
people, they think that life doesn't start at conception, which I wouldn't, to me, that doesn't make sense because if it's not life, if it's an inanimate object, if it's not a being, a heartbeat wouldn't develop, there wouldn't be a developmental stage. And I love that, first that you're sharing your story and thank you for being so vulnerable
yeah,
right now. I can imagine
yeah,
it's extremely difficult. Um, it just breaks my
yeah,
heart that so many women nowadays, like, they don't have that mindset of, like, I'm going to do everything to protect this child. This is a life. It might not be a fully grown human being. It might not be, out of me and whatever might be the case, but it's a life, right? And, I know you mentioned your religious
Yeah.
upbringing and being, Christian myself, life is sacred, right? God is the one who gives us life. He's the one who takes it away. And who are we to do something to such an innocent life? Yeah, there are situations that are terrible, right? You might be poor. Maybe the child may have some disease or something that will make their life more difficult. But there is a beauty in struggle. There is a beauty in pain, especially when we rely on the Lord, right? And who are we to take away a life or stop that life from potentially fighting for their own? Yeah, it's so hard. People want, but we live in a fallen world, right? We live where there's disease, where there's decay, right? We're sinners and we need Christ to heal us. And so we are no one to do that. So, thank you for, even thinking that
Absolutely.
way compared to
yeah,
a lot of people
yeah.
nowadays.
And I know it's gonna be it's gonna be a hot topic,
Yeah.
but that one wet wretch, I guess is the best way I can describe her.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most PG-13 I can describe her as, Lindsay, where she just outright killed all three of her babies.
Yeah,
Like
that was a hot
that,
topic.
like it has me heated. Like I can't, I nothing, nothing, like anything. I cannot find a single reason, logical reason, anyone would ever want to hurt their babies. It's just like, all right, you know what you do if you don't want your kids no more. You act,
Adoption.
you give, yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
I obviously, I that's my only choice really at this point is going adoption. But the way I see it is this, and I was like, now my grandmother has, not my great grandmother, but my grandmother. She's kind of, I would say, my grandmother is sort of middle of the road in her faith. But thing I've had
Mm-hmm.
to beat into her, I've had to sort of explain to her is this, is like kind of cram it into her head a little bit. Is, okay, it's like, all right, I've had to sort of, the, oh geez, I don't know how to describe it, but I've explained to her, look, okay, God doesn't make mistakes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
When a baby is born, it is not a mistake. I mean, and the thing is, she tries to tell me is, well, you shouldn't be adopting someone else's mistake, and I'm like, Granny, no, that's not how that works. If I'm
No, no.
adopting someone else's baby, that's not a mistake. That is the plan that God has chosen for me. Because,
Well,
I mean, I can't, like, as we know, I can't have, it's very unlikely I'll have
Mm-hmm.
kids, and that's okay. Like, I know someone who's like adopted kid after kid after kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, if I recall correctly, she's on her sixth adoption. Like, and
mhm.
she's allowed, like, and and her, like, she had one of her own, and then from then on she's adopted. Um, like her faith has just led her that in that direction, and um, but it's just,
No,
I
that's
for
fine.
the
That's
yeah.
fine. It's
Go ahead.
Yeah.
understandable that you are particularly set uh, at that very famous case.
Hmm.
I mean, anyone who is even slightly moral be upset. Can't understand why some women were defending her, but You know,
Yeah,
would
yeah, and
outright
I
say that probably demons were at play in this situation, because when
oh, absolutely.
such yeah when such evil ends up happening, I do think that demons might have been involved one way or another. Maybe they outright possessed the person. Maybe they convinced the person to do what they did. But still, yeah,
Yeah.
the
And if I could add on to the adoption thing,
yeah,
it's really heartbreaking that, and of course, there are people who, they give up the kids, whatever might happen, but no life is a mistake, even if they're in the adoption system, right? Or in the
Yeah,
foster care system. The fact those children need a family too. They need a mother, they need a father.
yeah,
And there are plenty
yes,
of Christian families, especially, who are looking, for those children. And so I would disagree with your grandmother and say, like, hey,
oh
you
yeah,
know, this life is just as valuable as a life who got to be born into a family where they were raised by their mother and their father.
yes. If I may, on this topic, I have a former um, work colleague and friend of mine who did adopt because his wife was completely sterile, couldn't conceive at all, because she had to have her ovaries removed due to cancer. Um, and they decided to adopt a Down syndrome baby who was given up for adoption at birth by his mom. She didn't want to have a disabled baby, so they adopted him, and he grew up being as far as I could tell, because I met the was a ordinarily bright kid, and I he did brighten the lives of my my friend and colleague and his wife. So no, definitely was not a mistake. He came to this world precisely because he would brighten the lives of two people at the very least.
yeah. Like, my thing is just when it comes to when it comes to this whole like abortion thing,
Hmm.
it's like just like okay, like and I've seen where people have brought in the, whole discussion of oh, but would you abort a baby if you knew it was going to be born with this debilitating illness
Hmm.
where like, if they'll never get to walk, they'll never get to take their first steps, they'll never get to learn their first word. Yes. Yes, I would give birth to a child like that.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue because they deserve
exactly.
to live just as much as anyone else.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. You
And
never
the thing
know.
is,
God
oh
may heal them
yeah,
too. So,
exactly
why
that,
take the
and
chance?
it's yes, and it's not just that, but it's also like I I think this is genuinely I would say this, I think it's a genuine psyop in some regard where a lot of
Yes,
these,
Yeah.
scientists will say, "Yeah, yeah, I think it is when they say, "Oh, well, your baby's going to be born with this." And then, okay, how many times have we seen where babies have been said that that's going to happen and they're
And it
born
didn't
perfectly
happen.
healthy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have such cases in my family, for example.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
like
if they trusted the doctors, some people, my family, me included, would not have been alive. So yeah.
I would also maybe add to that is like, why is that like one of the top solutions instead of trying to make the food better, educating people to be live healthier lives,
yeah.
less chemicals and things, less pollution, things that we could work towards that would probably help, because not to say that these disabilities and things didn't exist, even thousands of years ago, but
Hmm.
it's become more common because not only sin, right, and our bodies deteriorate, but also just our contributions to our society and how we act, and
Okay,
even
if
treat
you
our own bodies.
mean
It's insanity, really.
why is abortion uh, so
A top option.
propagandized? Yeah, consider the fact that fetuses are also used for medical research. So there is some interest in having access to fetuses and
To the stem cells and all of
uh,
that.
stem cells, yeah, from the umbilical cord, which would be a reason to promote abortions. There is also the fact that I don't know if you knew, but some Planned Parenthood founders were also in eugenics as a population
Yeah,
control measure for certain kinds of populations.
yeah, yeah,
Tanger
'cause
herself was
yeah, 'cause
extremely racist, and she
mhm,
wanted to have abortion mostly to reduce the numbers of Black Americans.
yeah,
That also plays a part in it.
yeah. But
But
here's
overall,
the
it's a very, very complicated issue.
oh yeah, and here's the frustrating. Well, here's the thing about it is okay. Like I say this as someone that's mixed. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. The whole like with them pushing Parenthood and abortions. The thing is, it never like yes, black like African Americans do have like obviously they do have abortions, but I don't think they have them at the frequency that liberal white women are
Well, if
having.
we want to if we want to
So,
talk about that, I mean, white women have been programmed at this point. They've drunk the Kool-Aid to basically hate themselves and the white
Yeah,
race. Now, I don't think the replacement theory is quite a theory anymore. I think that they've been pretty open with, and we've talked about illegal immigration here on my channel quite
yeah,
a few times. I'm against it. I mean, heck, the outfit that I'm wearing is here is dedication to ICE, sort of a little bit, my own little version of it, but
yeah.
it's
Ciela,
insane,
by the
really, how
way,
white women have been brainwashed to hate themselves and other white people. It's ridiculous. It's extremely ridiculous.
by the way,
Like
uh, blacks actually do have a very much higher, very much higher rate of abortion. First of all, they account for all for 40% of all abortions in the United States. Black women, I mean,
yeah,
while white women account for about 30%. Um, and also, if you count the share of the population, since black women are about 7% of the population, if they uh, commit 40% of all abortions, yeah, on average, they are much more prone to go through with it than white women.
which is okay.
That's
I want to say that's
crazy.
also it's crazy because okay, and I'm gonna say this and people can I guess get mad at whichever side of me. Look, I've been called an Oreo. I've been called a lot of things like hurtful things
Right.
towards people who are mixed. Um, and it's like, which is very strange because a lot of white women I see generally have at most maybe one, two kids. Black people,
Yeah,
it's like a fucking baby making factory. And pardon my French
yeah,
again, but it's like
yeah.
a baby making factory. It's like a
Hispanic
conveyor
women
belt.
too. Yeah.
Huh?
Hispanic women,
Oh
third
yes,
world people, all of them.
uh,
Pretty much.
well,
Yeah. There's an incentive though.
Culturally,
Anyway.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's absolutely incentive, and I'm saying this from someone that lives in an area. Well, okay, where I live, it is like a miniature Baltimore, and I hate it. I hate it. I'm from like a more countryside kind of town, and now I'm in
Yeah.
a bit more of a suburban area, and I'm like, oh Lord have mercy,
So
because I was
actually,
like,
kind of taking, because you kind of answered this next question already about being religious, and
yeah.
being Methodist now. So moving on to kind of the next question based on you like being religious but also kind of holding these views, you mentioned on Twitter that you're bisexual. So do you feel that your identity is more threatened by Islam or Christianity? If there's anything you want to kind of share about that and why you may identify the way you do, I'm kind of curious to hear a little more on that.
All right, I'll say this now. I I I don't feel unsafe around Christians. Can I sometimes feel judged if I were to ever mention I'm bisexual? Yeah, sure. Okay, but the thing is the whole don't throw stones in a glass house, or I guess was it don't let the one was it, it's like whoever hasn't sinned, uh let them cast the first stone. Um yeah. But Islam, nuh-uh, they don't like it's just like nah, it's just
Oh
like
yeah,
no. The difference
yeah.
between a Christian the difference between a Christian and a Muslim is with a Christian, I'm probably gonna get called a slur. I don't care. It's just like it's
Well,
just like
I hope not.
it's water off a duck's back. But it's like I've been called everything in a book. Like it's just like I got all the check boxes for that. But
Oh, absolutely.
Islam, but Muslim, I don't want to get beheaded. I don't want eh, like okay, I can look at the list of human violations that Muslims have
Well, they don't
committed.
behead you for being homosexual. They just throw you off a building.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they've done beheadings too. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
But
it
okay, yeah,
depends
yeah,
on the state in which you are committing
yeah.
acts of homosexuality.
Which it's pretty much which side of the sandbox did they come from?
Yes, yes.
Oh boy.
And
So would you say, you know, because obviously people have, desires and stuff, but like, I think you had mentioned that you were religious, so I'm kind of curious, like, is this something that you're kind of currently struggling with? Is it something that you've kind of come to terms with? Or are you kind of, and obviously you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable, but I'm just kind of curious, like, you know, usually when it comes to like Christianity, that's something that we should try not to identify with, although I'm just curious, like if it's more of a desire thing than it is like really diving deeper into it. In your case.
I mean, like I said, I am religious and stuff like that. I went to I went to a private Christian school for a couple years. Um, can't say I had the
Hmm.
best grades, but then again, I was kind of in just school where I was just like, whatever,
Hmm. Yeah.
the rebellious teen,
Right.
TM. But um, yeah, like I said, I've been looking into finding a church and
Hmm.
all that, and just trying to
Hmm.
like. Now the thing is, because it's like my with my parents, it's kind of like my dad's Catholic, my mom's Southern Baptist.
Mm. Oh my, that's a
It's
combination.
oh yeah,
I'm surprised because
it,
usually, like Catholics and Orthodox usually, not saying that it doesn't happen, but usually like the deeper like you're in and more understanding, uh, usually they don't marry into someone who's like Protestant, not because they're not Christian, but because the way that we look at things like fundamentally and traditions and stuff is very different. So,
Yeah.
not to say that again that Protestants don't love God. It's just the way that we
okay,
practice the faith is very much different. So I'm actually a little curious about that.
yeah. Because the thing is, like now, of course, we at least I know with being Methodist and stuff like that, is we obviously believe in of course, Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary, who died on the cross and was resurrected 3 days later. Um, um, of course we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Easter, Passover. Well, not was it Passover? Yeah. Um, Palm Sunday, Ash Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
um, stuff like that. And of course we believe in Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Um, it's But like I know that of course we don't like, and of course we do tithes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't do like the confessional stuff like Catholics do. Yeah, I can't say I know too much about Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
I know my dad attends mass. I know my brother was baptized, or I think that's what they call it, baptism. At
Yeah.
least when he was, all my brothers were when they were babies. I don't remember if I was or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think my parents were kind of back and forth on that one.
Oh boy.
Because it's sort of like when it comes to baptism, you have to wait till you're older. Um, you have to wait till you're older before, like, you can, of course, be cleansed of your
Mm-hmm.
sins, and you have to make that choice willingly. And that's what, because I got baptized when I was, I think, 14, 15 years
Mm-hmm.
old, um, in the Shenandoah River.
Oh my goodness. The
Okay.
Shenandoah River's real. Just like the One Piece. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry.
Okay. That-
Also, well,
Okay.
thank you for sharing, a bit about your testimony there
Uh, that
and your
that was
family as
very
well. That was
interesting.
awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you. By the way, uh, and this is a non sequitur. Sorry about this, but I think it would be interesting to share.
Yeah.
Did you know that in China they started editing the Bible, make it quote unquote more line with the communist values?
What?
Yes,
Wait.
they started editing the
Bro said
Bible,
I throw
and
the randomest fact.
yes, it. I promise you, this is related, and you will realize by the time I finish. They started editing Bibles to make them more in line with the government's approved value, and they edited in particular one passage, which is the one about casting the adulterous woman that was to be stoned, where Christ said, "He who has not sinned shall cast the first stone." In the new Chinese version, he says that, and after everyone else leaves, he goes, "But I haven't sinned, so I shall stone you myself." Okay, and I raised this point precisely because I wanted to ask you your opinion on the direct mm, influence uh, of a secular government in matters of faith. Do you think that is antithetical to the faith? Do you think that is dangerous? Do you have any opinion on this?
Um, well, the best way I can really put it is just like now I am one of these people I know under the opinion that we aren't to change what is written in the Bible.
Yeah,
And that goes for any
absolutely.
country or whatever. Now, translating it, and I'll admit this is where I kind of get a little confused. Um, is because we have all these different, it's almost a fear almost. We have all these different translations of the Bible. We have the King James version, New King James version, NIV, and then there's like all these different versions. And then of course there's the Greek one, the Greek translation. Well, it's originally comes from the Greek translation and then it's translated in English. And my worry is, I'll admit this, it's kind of sits in the back of my head. Are
Mm.
we are we reading the scripture as he had wanted us to read it? That is genuinely my fear. Is us there is ever the possibility, because I hope I'm reading I hope I've read it right. Like, I literally
Well,
like, I had a whole class in high school dedicated to studying the Bible,
Mm.
in Old Testament, New Testament.
We might need to bring that back, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, yeah. Um,
Well, at least
But
it wasn't the Gen Z Bible. That one's that one's a
oh,
really,
God.
I don't know, man.
What
I like bored of
or
that
the
philosophy.
Chinese version? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh.
yeah. And I
Uh.
appreciate you sharing that perspective too. That's pretty
Mhm.
reasonable. And kind of like to wrap up here because I'm curious. What are your plans as a for like your VTubing and kind of as a person? Like, what are you, looking forward to? I know you had mentioned earlier that you're potentially looking to adopt a child with your husband, potentially more. If the Lord allows, obviously. And whatever you want to share, I'm really, really curious to know about both and where you're taking it.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. So, obviously, I want to adopt. And currently, I'm in college for business operations. Which of course, it's pretty obvious. I want to make the big
Hmm.
moolah, but of
Yeah.
course, like I, I'm not the kind of person. Like, I'll be real with you. If someone threw me $1 million, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'd probably like give myself keep a little bit for myself, and then the rest like goes to tithes
Hmm.
or goes to like I don't know. It goes to like St. Jude's or something like that, or uh, like I don't know, putting that money into like the one charity that Dolly Parton had for children
Hmm.
to get books. Um, uh, but I don't know. Like the way I see it is, I I want to be like I want to be blessed with riches, but I don't want to keep said riches. I want to give them to people who need it. Um,
That's honestly
because like
great because
yeah,
a lot of
because
people
like
think
I
is
grew
like
up
I want
poor.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mm.
I grew up in poverty. I've lived on the streets. I've lived on the streets before, so it's like I get it. And my my mentality is I don't want anyone living on the street. Like I don't, especially kids.
Oh.
Um, but yes, I'd like to. I don't know. I'd like to get some charity work done. And okay, my big old thing is because of the fact I'm going into hospitality.
Hmm.
Well, specifically, I have business operations with a focus on tourism hospitality, which essentially means like, of course, hotel work and stuff like that. Which I've worked in the hotel business for almost 5 6 years now.
Hmm.
I get it, like, and you meet a lot of strange people
Yeah.
and a lot of neat people.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Um, oh Lord, I have a lot of weird stories when it comes to working a front desk at a budget hotel. I'm just gonna or budget motel. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
that straight
Yeah.
up. um, like when you it's just like when you work at the hotel located in Crackhead Alley.
This is
but
hilarious. I love that. It's hilarious.
but yeah, I my dream is to have like set up a bed and breakfast. Like so, I just like a little boutique hotel because that's
Yeah.
actually something you
Yeah.
don't notice a lot now. Is that there's not as many boutique hotels that are independently owned because you'll have companies like Wyndham or Hilton
Hmm. Yeah.
or Marriott, um,
All of the big ones.
like
You
swoop
just
them
dropped
up.
all the big
Yeah, they
names. Yeah.
yeah. Um, because I know at least as of this year, well, it was earlier this year. Because I knew there was a smaller chain. I mean, at least I know they have equity in it. Hilton
Hmm.
now has equity in a smaller brand called Yotel. And I actually, like I said, I keep up with this stuff. Because it's like, okay, who's encroaching on my territory? Because like, yeah, I just want to have a nice little bed and breakfast. Like as you're going into like going into the Appalachian mountain range and all
Hmm.
that. Have something nice like that. Get away from all of the craziness of the city and stuff like that. Like primarily just like the demographics mostly just like being for like retreat, like just to retreat from it all. Like like it's complicated, but it's not gonna be like, the whole like what people expect out of a chain.
Mhm.
Like each room is different. And that's the nice thing about boutique hotels, is that they often have these different like rooms. They're not all uniform. Um but yeah.
Yeah. And
After yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, no, you finish. You can go ahead and finish.
Yeah. Um uh let's see. But outside of that, of course, I would say this, I'm stuck in the state I'm in right now
Hmm.
because I accepted a grant, which pretty much said it's pretty much their please don't leave us
Yeah, please don't leave,
grant.
because
Yeah,
I
I
can
like
imagine.
for
Yeah,
college. They're like,
yeah,
please don't leave us. We invested in you. Please don't leave us. And that goes towards obviously my college.
yeah.
But I just yeah. Um
I was gonna say, because
and
I
yeah.
heard you say earlier, you're really focused on wanting to reach out to people and support them. You've gone through your own level of hardships, and I just wanted to say
Absolutely.
that's really admirable, because most people are like, yeah, just give me my money. I want to run with it. I don't want to help anyone, but I think that even when it comes to Christians, like, generally, some of the most generous people that I've come across, not only like online but just in real life, people just, even if they don't have much, they still want to help other people. And that's one of the things I love about being Christian, just meeting other Christians, is that if they're sound in their faith, or even people who maybe used to be Christian or grew up in a Christian household, you're instilled with these values that help you focus on others. And I think that generally in America, that's lacking right now, and it has for a really long time. It's about me, me, me. What can you do for me? What can I do better, like, for me? And it's very rarely ever about another person. So who knows? Maybe we find you out there in the mountains and you have your big bed and breakfast. You're out here, helping the people in the community, and maybe even within your state. So that's amazing. I just wanted to say that hearing you share that really moved my heart. I'm not gonna lie, it was really sweet.
Well, thank you. And I'm like I
Because they
said,
hated him first. Yeah.
I I don't like because like I said, I wouldn't know what to do with a bunch of money. Like
Mhm.
I'd be like because I mean, the reality is just like I don't like I don't even know what it's like because I've been so used to living in the sort of poverty line of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't even know what it's like to have a bunch of money. I just know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck.
Oh my.
And but yes, and I don't like seeing other people have to go with that because
Yeah.
when you look because because the town I'm originally from, the homeless percentage is like 16-17%
Oh my
of the
gosh. Yeah.
population. And the issue with that is just like, and it's really not the people there's fault. It's just the economic factors that go into it. And like I said, people live paycheck to paycheck. And when you get a bunch of and I'm kind of giving away when it comes to being in like the Appalachian kind of territory. When you get a bunch of people to commute now from DC and stuff like that, rent goes up.
Yeah.
When rent goes up, nobody can afford it. Because
And then go leave. Yeah.
when I worked at the hotel in Crackhead Alley, um, like that's the best way I can describe
Yeah.
it. I had like six dudes living there who were veterans
Mhm.
that could not afford rent in the town. People who, who went through literal hell. Like, people who went through literal hell could not afford a basic apartment. And pretty much the state just said, I don't know who you are. You're not my problem.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. People always fall through the cracks, and it really sucks. And obviously, we shouldn't depend on the government for everything.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
should try to, we should be able to rely on our neighbors around us as well. I think that and again, not saying that the government should be completely rid of, because I think that, for civilized society, you sort of need it. You need to have some sort of governing body. But a little less
Oh,
government, I
government.
think, could go a long way, and people focusing more on their tribe, on their group, in their neighborhood, right? Helping one another. But I don't really know how far back we can go. I mean, more rural areas, you can probably be more like community centered and
Oh yeah,
less, government overreach. But I'm
yeah,
personally from a more urban area, so the government runs the place. But I really appreciate you, sharing that. And if there's anything else that you wanted to, keep sharing, that's totally fine. Um, I think that we've had a really great conversation. It's been a blessing, honestly, to be able to, talk to you. I've been seeing you around on Twitter, but to actually get to hear you, and sharing your life story and everything has been pretty awesome.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Cela. In general, I think you're a very interesting girl, and I'm happy that we have been able to interview you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I could be here, honestly. I hope others can sort of, like, I mean, if they hear about, like,
Hmm.
sort of the situation I'm going on with, PCOS and all that, and, like, if they can take something from that,
Yeah,
like, not giving up and sort of just staying strong in your faith and just, I guess,
yeah.
like,
Relying on
and
God,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
say
Yeah,
what we
this,
gotta do.
yeah,
and I'm gonna say this. I'll say this. Don't hesitate to reach out to other people and talk to about it. Cause I'll be real with you. Having it, like being unable to conceive and all that, has it has had me in dark corners where I've considered, Sudoku is the best way I can describe that without getting you
That's the
demonetized.
Yeah, that's the best way to
yeah.
explain it. In
Uh,
Minecraft chat, in
Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah, in Minecraft,
yes,
of
yes.
course, in Minecraft. Yeah,
Uh,
and
you
like,
thought of graduating from life.
yeah, exactly. But it's like I like so but my thing is just like if you feel that way and you're kind of in the same shoes, don't hesitate to reach out to people that love you. Don't hesitate to reach out to, your fellow Christians. Because like you have people that love you obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can feel like it feels like if it the world feels like it's tunnel visioned,
Right.
like that there's only one option at that point, and there isn't. Like you just stay strong in your faith, like and he will guide you out of the darkness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And he's definitely guided me out of a lot of darkness in my life too. I'm
Oh
glad that
yeah.
he's guided you, and you met a really wonderful man who loves you. And despite what's going on, I am praying that, the Lord blesses you guys with your own kids. But even if you adopt, I have no doubt that you guys would be amazing parents. It sounds like you have a lot of love to give. And guys, please support Ciela on Twitch, X. She also has a YouTube channel, same name. So if you guys want to check her out, please go ahead and give her a follow. She's been an amazing guest today, and it's been a really big pleasure, again, speaking to you. Check her out. And what times do you usually stream again so that the chat can kind of, know when to catch you next?
I'm kind of undecided on my schedule, but if anything, it's probably going to be um jeez. If anything, because I have an EST time zone, so Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
yeah.
it's probably if I'm streaming, it's probably gonna be on probably Wednesdays, um,
Mm-hmm.
like during the daytime. But like I said, I a lot of time I do just guerrilla streams where they just kind
Yeah.
of come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe them. Like, and sometimes, like most of the time, if you catch me streaming, I'm usually streaming with someone, um, fellow Christian, and just a very good friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
Seth King. We tend to stream together like we tend to collab quite a bit. Like,
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. So guys, please check her out. If anything, she look out for her on Wednesdays. and make sure to give her a follow if you haven't already. Thank you, Ciela. Thank you, Proda, for being here.
By the way,
Yeah.
before we go, I
Mhm.
wanted to say something in regards to the PCOS that Ciela mentioned.
Mhm.
Uh, since you probably already know because I told you, Celeste. Uh, since I worked in pharmaceutical company, one of the things we made was a supplement that actually helped a little bit with PCOS. There was a study in that regard with women taking it, and after a few years, there was. Um, I can share the study. That would be much much quicker. But basically, after 2 years, it did have a marked effect on their fertility and on their various PCOS symptoms. So, if you're interested, I can give you this material for further reading, Ciela, and hopefully it might be something that can help you out.
Oh, I didn't even know a medicine like that existed. Like I've just
Uh,
I've just kind of now I know of course there's fertility aids out there that are supposed to help, but it's
yes.
like my husband and I when we talked about it and stuff, it's like okay, we really like because of course I know people who have gone through the whole circuit of like spending going into actual thousands and thousands of dollars into debt to try and get pregnant.
No, no, I
And oh yeah.
understand. The issue is that, of course, depending on the severity of your problem, it might not, but you might want to check it out.
Great.
Yeah, I'll
Awesome.
definitely have to look at it.
Yeah, and if you guys want to, chat a little more after this about that, that's totally fine. Just
Cool.
wanted to say again, thank you, Ciela. Thank you guys in chat. And please, again, make sure to give her follow and Prod as well. He has been helping me a lot with my content behind the scenes. And I will be back on Friday, guys, for the promised finger painting stream, the crazy, concoction of things that I'm gonna have to eat on stream when we do this is gonna be insane. So thank you guys again. I hope that you all take care. And until next time, Beans, it was a pleasure. I hope that you guys take care and thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much for having me, and
Bye,
y'all take care.
everyone. Thank you.